I have to say. I really enjoy the game. I have nothing to complain about the game. Only that the defense did let us down. We didn't expect what we saw from our defense as Liverpool. They didn't show like they were really 100% there, capable to be fighting for any results. They really did disappointed me. I didn't expect that, but we hope and we damn well hope that that has to change because we cannot take that. We cannot take that. So we move on to the next game. It was an interesting game. We played Chelsea, and Chelsea, my fans, they might say whatever they say that they got a red card. But of course, they did put themselves in that situation where they got a red card, and Mane did what he did, and Kepa gave us a goal, and we won by 2 goals to 0. Which was one of my biggest favorite games of the first 4 weeks. Reason why I got to witness some of my best or some of the best signings that Liverpool did in Thiago Alcantara, who played the second half and he did the most amazing passes that we have never seen in the Premier League. He actually broke a record which was also broken again by Virgil van Dijk in the next game, so it was a crazy thing. It was a crazy thing. It was amazing. Then okay, we'll talk about those. Then the next game we played was Lincoln City, which was also in the EFLA, which finished 7-2. Of course, these were the youngsters. Then we played Arsenal at Anfield. Arsenal got a goal that Andy Robertson did give them, and the Liverpool did respond as fast as they can. Sadio Mane scoring a goal, and the other goal came from who? Who scored the second goal? Andy Robertson did repay by scoring a goal. Then Diego Jota scored the other goal. Then we played in the EFA's round of 16, which Liverpool did give Arsenal in penalty, and they were knocked out of that competition. Then the shock of them all, Liverpool played Aston Villa, and we were beaten by 7 goals to 2. This was because of Jack Grealish. Now I can actually talk about it without actually creating a sour situation, like getting angry or whatever you people do, because I've moved on from this situation, guys. I've moved on, because the best thing you can do in terms of like this is keep supporting your team and move on and look straight to the future, because guess what, no matter what happened with this game, we're still champions, and we can always go back in that part, and we can always do as much as we can. So I don't want to talk as much as I can. So let me tell you what affected Liverpool in these games. I need to drink water for this. We signed a new signing who showed against Chelsea that what he was going to bring to the team. Then the next game, the player does contact coronavirus. He's gone for 2 weeks. We lose Thiago Alcantara. We play Arsenal without Thiago Alcantara. We play Arsenal with Mane, who also contacted coronavirus, and he was gone by the game when we were playing Aston Villa, and we were well up by 7 goals to 2. So, okay, and Alisson gets an injury. He goes. Look at some of the players that I just talked about. First, we lose our keeper, and it affected us a lot. As much as I could actually want to say anything, I believe it affected us a lot. If we had Mane out there, he was going to cause trouble to this Aston Villa defense, which Salah did try by scoring 2 goals, but it wasn't really enough because he was just alone. Firmino, I think he's going through an episode or a period where he has to sort his stuff out. We are not going to talk about those. In fact, we're going to have to talk about it because it's also playing a part in this game of what happened in the game. So, talking about the games that were interesting, the Leeds United game, yeah, I thought that was my worst result, but we did get a result as we usually does. But the Aston Villa game did destroy me as a supporter and maybe a lot of players. But we'll move on from that. We'll move on. Even Klopp, there was a point where you could see Klopp just smiling because he didn't even know what to say, smiling while we were being massacred by 7 goals to 2. So you see how the situation had turned out. It was just too much. It was just too much because we didn't expect that from our team, and it happened to the point like that. So you find that we need to recover from this. We need to show that we actually have a plan to move on to the next level. Because Liverpool, we should not be stuck in this situation, or should not be there for such a long time, because we are not a club that deserves to be where we were. We are not a club that deserves to get the results that we got. So we have to come up with something that we can do so that we move on from this. Because one thing that every fan wants is a result. We need to give something that we can prove that we can actually get something. And unlike United or any other team, actually our team is one of the best teams in the English Premier League, and we can bring the results that we can get, and we can actually give people what they're expecting to see in the game if we want to, especially the Everton game, which is the next game. It's the Merseyside derby. Each and every one in the world will be watching that game. Reason why is because Everton are still on the top of the league. At the same time, Liverpool have not been performing so well, and they need to respond. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in this game. It's gonna be interesting because a lot of people are hoping that this becomes our first downfall, but I don't see it as that, because I know that my team will respond, and I know that my team will give me something that can make me smile for the next 2 or 3 or 4 days of my life, or maybe the whole season, in fact, because we have done that and we can still do that. 2 seasons, the team that has been the best in the Premier League. Everyone can say whatever they want, but you have to accept that we are that good, and we can bring it. We can bring it. That part, I am sure that Liverpool are going to respond. So, talking about the games that we faced, talking about the games that we faced, how are we going to move on next to the next stage? That is the question that I was putting on this. What do Liverpool needs to do to move on from where we are right now, where we were beaten 7-0, and we need a response, as in to move forward to the next stage? How are we going to move on? That is the question that I'm going to be asking you guys to give me your ways and how you think things are going to be like. Right now, players are coming from international break, and 100% sure you are sure that not all the players are going to come back fit. Some will come with some injuries. Some will come with coronavirus, which means they'll take them out of the game for the next 2 weeks. It has happened. Naby Keita was reported that he has coronavirus. We are not yet sure what's going to happen from this, so we are waiting to hear the results and whatever that we're going to be given. That is going to be something that we need to look out for the next period, because as much as we want to say about these things, the international break was important. Reason why? Because the next games that are coming are gonna be exhausting for the players and times like that. So in a way, as much as the international break did have many games this time in Europe, it gave the team a chance to actually recover and actually just go away from football, so that they could wake up on their mind and come up with a way or a tactic to actually prepare for the next stage, which is the Champions League and the games that we're going to be playing of the Premier League. Remember, the EFL now it's over, even though Liverpool is already out of this, so we can't be counting them in that, but they need to focus on the Champions League, because Champions League has always been some of the biggest competition we go for. We go for the Champions League and the Premier League, Champions League and Premier League, and the players like Mane and Thiago Alcantara are 100% needed for this new chapter that we are about to go through. People were talking about Liverpool needing a keeper, because of course, guys, we know Adriana at that 7-2, it was a horror show for him. We didn't expect what we did see from him, so you expected that maybe we would have looked for a keeper. People were talking about Jack Butland and they started talking about Foster, but it seems like as much as we want something to happen, Friday is actually sooner than when Liverpool are gonna do any movement on that. So it's a shocker, in fact, if I may say. It's a shocker to some Liverpool fans, but at the same time, you can't say anything. Whenever Klopp is backing his players and he has a reason why he's doing that, okay, then we have to give him that opportunity. Because remember, before this man came, we didn't have a Champions League, we didn't have a Premier League. So now we have those things. I think for that he deserves our trust and belief in a way. He deserves to be trusted for what he has done for our team, which is going to be interesting to see what happens now, guys, because we'll be wondering how how things are will go from then, because we need to know what we can do in terms of how we defend this title. We need to have a plan. So the question that I'm asking you guys, I want you to tell me if you can answer this question. How is Liverpool going to be able to retain this title? Because as things look like at the moment, it seems like coronavirus is more into the Liverpool team in England than another team. At the same time, with the games that we have, let me show you guys the fixtures that Liverpool has, moving on from where we are to where we are going. The fixtures that we have. So here, these are the games. Look at this. Okay, 17th, which is on Saturday, we are playing, of course, Everton. It's a Merseyside derby. It's a big game. Then the next game we play 3 days on the 21. We are playing Ajax. Then after Ajax on the 24, look at the difference. We are playing Sheffield United. After Sheffield United, we go 27. Can you believe this? 27. We are playing Midlands. I don't know how you call it. Is that Midlands or something like that? Which is also the around 2 seconds of the 6. Then after that, we move on to home again, Enfield. Look at how many games we have at home. Can you believe this? 1, 2, 3. We are playing West Ham at home. Then look at this. Then this is on the 31, right? We are given some time to rest from there to here. We go on the 11th, or on the 3. On the 3, where we are playing Atalanta at their home. And after Atalanta on the 7th, we play Manchester City. After Manchester City, we play on the 21 Leicester City. After Leicester City, there's some time to recover there. We go back to the Champions League. We are playing the other rounds. So look at the games that I've covered already. Look at the games that I've covered already. Are you telling me in those games we are not going to find ourselves in a situation where we get some injuries to some vital players in terms of how stiff the competition will be? Are you telling me that we are not going to find ourselves in a situation where we will have, I don't know, am I saying it properly? Are you telling me that we are not going to find ourselves in a situation where we will have some players in need of, or some players catching coronavirus, which disturbs us from moving forward to however club style would have been set? Are you telling me that all those things won't play a part in terms of all these games, and there'll be a lot of traveling? So we are, of course, at a high risk of getting coronavirus than any other teams that are not in the Champions League this season. And you are surprised. The odds now, they're saying that there are some teams that don't even have Champions League or anything. What they have to worry about is only the Premier League, who can actually challenge for the Premier League title. So it's a problem. I tell you, the biggest teams that are in the Champions League and the Europa League, in terms of the Big Six, they are in trouble, because it's going to be a challenging, time-consuming, interesting weeks that will go through, guys. And we want to hear from you guys. What do you think is going to happen for Liverpool? How do you see them moving from this? Because it's going to be challenging, I tell you. It's going to be time consuming. It's going to be tiring. It's going to require, as much as we can, the players' focus and how they're going to set themselves up for this, because nobody's expecting this, and it's going to challenge us. It's going to put us to a point where nobody was expecting. But that's why we love this. It's all because of the love of the game that we have for it. We love this game, and we want to see our team succeed. We want to see our teams going somewhere else, going to different competition, doing some amazing things, looking at all the competition we are going to deal with. So that is the first team. That is Liverpool. I think as much as I've given all my things that I've said, I've covered as much as I can. I've told you as much as I was thinking. I wait to hear your response in the comment section. What do you think Liverpool are going to do in terms of all the games that are coming? Because remember, unlike the first week, this now time, we are going to find ourselves in a situation where we have to put our A game. We need to put our A game to show that we can actually go for this competition, fight for some results, and bring something to this team, because that's what we need. This team, they need to give us a response. We need to see something that happens from this team. At the same time, we have to win the Champions League. We need to retain the Premier League. It's gonna be a challenging week, I tell you. It's not week, couple of months, weeks. It's gonna be a challenging couple of weeks. Remember last weeks we were having some troubles. I have to tell you, the Arsenal and Chelsea games, I'm telling you, the team did bring their A game and I was really impressed. But the smaller teams like Aston Villa and the Leeds United, guys, Liverpool didn't turn up, which is really worrisome, because it's like we're going back to the 2017 Liverpool, which could only beat the big six, but nothing from this. I'm just hoping that doesn't happen, guys. I'm praying that that doesn't happen. We hope that we produce our best style and do whatever we can do in the best play. So tell me what you think, guys. What are you expecting next? Put that in the comment section and tell me what you are gonna see from this.